Well, we know with all this rain, it's most likely going to be a devastating growing season for Ontario farmers. Over to Mel with more.
Well, Kev, this morning we're touring the farms that are dealing with the flooding in the Holland Marsh area this morning. During a very crucial time for those crops, some fields have been submerged underwater after months of wet weather, and some farmers working around the clock to push that water out, hoping that more seeds can be planted in time. Our Tammy Sutherland is visiting with farmers this morning, checking out the flooding firsthand. And Tammy, this is crunch time.
It definitely is, Melanie, and we're standing right now in the middle of a celery field. You can see it is completely flooded, and this is actually an improvement versus yesterday when there was even additional rain on top of the months of rain that we've seen over the spring and the beginning of summer. And we have Avia and Bill Eakes here from Eakes Farms. If you can tell us a little bit about how much you guys have been working, farmers and staff at the pump houses, to get the water away as quickly as possible.
Farmers are exhausted, and I can tell you their workers are probably, everybody's exhausted. You don't have just the physical labor of trying to remove the water and filling the pumps and sleeping every 2 hours and then filling, whatever. You also have the emotional exhaustion, like not knowing, like the average farm probably to this point, we're an 85-acre farm. We've probably already invested about $100,000 into our farm. So to see it sitting underwater, and it's just, it's exhausting on all levels.
Absolutely. And will this, do you think at this point, is it too early to tell? Will this trickle down to consumers, and will we see a price increase at the grocery store if there is this ongoing flooding?
I don't see it trickling down to the consumer. Generally, this weather event has been very highly publicized. We get weather events every year, and the consumers don't see a change. Farmers absorb that cost. It's as far as what is actually going to happen when it comes to the crops being marketable, it's still too early to tell. Like, I'm sure there are some crops that are going to be quite salvageable as soon as we can get our equipment on the land and apply the nurturing nutrients that we need. But it's still too early. That's still a week and a half to 2 weeks out yet.
Okay, thank you so much, Avia. And once again, it'll be a couple of weeks before we actually see the true status of the lands here. For now, though, Mel, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Tammy Sutherland, thank you for that update. Well, OPP warning drivers to slow down. Speeding is now the #1 killer on OPP patrolled roads. Staggering new stats show a 76% rise in fatalities from last year, all because of speed. The provincial police releasing these numbers this morning. Already this year, speeding linked to 30 deaths. That's compared to 17 in the same period last year. 1,400 charges have been laid so far, where drivers have been going at least 50 kilometers over the speed limit. The OPP will be out in full force, of course, this Canada Day long weekend, combating speeding and aggressive driving, making sure that you are getting to your destination safely. Well, Toronto's revamped Berczy Park is officially opening today, just west of the St. Lawrence Market. And here's a look at the park that runs along Front and Wellington streets. The jewel at the center of the public space is a grand fountain decorated with dog statues of different shapes and sizes. There's also one cat in there. And at the very top, there's a golden bone. The official reopening ceremony is set for this afternoon with music and pet-friendly events running from 3 until 7 o'clock. And coming up this morning, we'll be speaking with the architect behind the Berczy Park makeover live right here on BT.